I'm Stacy Holmes, and this is Glordinary, a few moments where we celebrate God's glory and champion the ordinary. I'm glad you're here. There are a few mantras my girls hear on repeat from me. Number 1, you're the best part of my day. Number 2, Holmes girls don't quit. And number 3, grades are arbitrary. Understanding is key. Yeah, that last one really applies because I'm not only their mom, I'm also teacher, principal, guidance counselor, and college advisor. Yet I stand by my statement. Grades are arbitrary. Understanding is key. Look, I'm just going to say it because someone needs to. Grades are stupid. All right, let me back up just a little bit. It's not that I think grades and standardized testing have no value. I do-ish. I just believe proficiency and mastery are the actual standards. Somewhere along the way, we linked testing with tax dollars, which hogtied the hands of quality teachers. What's the point of nailing a test if you don't know what the Sam Hill you're regurgitating, or who Sam Hill even is? Hence, grades are arbitrary. Understanding is key. Mastery and proficiency is the goal in our homeschool. Some days that looks like doing every other math problem because you just get it. Yay you. Let's not waste time and let's move on to new learning. Some days that means repeating a lesson again and again, because at the end of the day, the semester, the season, the year, grades are kind of arbitrary. Understanding is key. And isn't that true for me and true for you too? How many times do we need, quote, another trip around the mountain, so to speak, another pass over that lesson in life? Some things I just get easily, and then there's the other ones that I gotta review again and again. Grades are arbitrary. Understanding is key. Oh, but I didn't start out this way. I'll be the first to admit that I was absolutely ignorant and a good bit prejudiced when I started exploring the world of home education. In fairness, the only ones I knew who homeschooled were socially awkward on a good day. I also didn't see a lot of academic excellence in the families I observed so many decades ago. So naturally, when I sensed those first Holy Spirit nudges regarding the homeschool world, I was determined I would provide the most academically rigorous education that I could. Rigorous. Drive, mule. Okay, well, I never actually referred to my daughters as mules, but I would dig in my heels because a rigorous education would prove our homeschool worth. We would not be the stereotype that I observed so many years ago. Rigorous education. I mean, granted, you're automatically the valedictorian when you homeschool, but they were gonna earn it. Now drop and give me a 4.0. Rigorous education. Sure. Except you know what rigor means? Rigor is Latin for numbness, stiffness, firmness, roughness, rudeness. Ugh. It's why rigor mortis refers to the stiffness of death. That doesn't sound like the type of learning environment that I want to curate for my girls, nor does it sound like the life that I want to cultivate for myself. Numb, stiff, hard, rough, rude. No thanks. However, diligence is the opposite of rigorous. Diligence comes from the Latin diligere. It means to value highly, esteem, prize. It means to love and aspire to take delight in and appreciate. Well, shoot, that's a very different starting place. It's modeled in skole, which is Greek and means restful learning. Yet my overachieving 4.0 insecure self didn't know the first thing about restful learning until I started homeschooling. You can learn more about restful learning from my best friend Sarah Mackenzie's book, Teaching from Rest. Well, she doesn't exactly know me, but I feel like if she met me, we would definitely be best friends. Because it's not about just get it done. It's not about this checklist, cross-off, box-checking, rigorous life. It's about the highly valued life, delight-driven learning, diligent learning, learning to understand. Because at the end of the day, grades are arbitrary in life's classroom. Understanding is key. And each morning as I stumble out into my kitchen for my first cup of black coffee, I sit down with my Bible and journal, and before I do anything else, I whisper 2 prayers. Thank you for waking me up for another day. Open my mind to understand the scriptures. It's a prayer focus that comes straight out of Luke 24, as Jesus is preparing to leave the disciples and ascend into heaven. And just like dropping off your kiddo at college, the boys are going to be on their own now. And that's why I'm grateful for verse 45. It says this about Jesus and his disciples. Then he opened their minds so they could understand the scriptures. Luke 24:45. Here's what I love about that verse. Christ is committed to our understanding. And guess what? He teaches to the student, not to the test. He teaches to you, to me. He's committed to my individual learning style, to your individual learning style. I say it a lot on here, and I'll say it again. God knows how to speak to you in a way that you know how to hear. Likewise, He knows how to teach you in a way you know how to learn and understand. In fact, the original Greek for this verse would blow your mind. P.S. English is so limiting in its portrayal. But the Greek word for open means to thoroughly open, to expound. And understanding? Yeah, check this out in the original language. It means to put together mentally, to be aware of, to comprehend, to process. It also means companionship and beside. What? Yes, a more accurate reading of Luke 24:45 would sound more like this. Then he thoroughly opened their mind, their awareness that they might process the scriptures, to put together the scriptures, that the scriptures would companion beside them through life. I need the scriptures to companion me through this life. It reminds me of Acts 8 with Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch as he's reading from Isaiah. It's about as clear as mud, and it might as well have been English to him. You see what I did there? I couldn't say, it's all Greek to me. He would have had to say, it's all English to me. Okay, see, it just loses something if I gotta explain the joke. It's okay, it's not you. It was pretty much a dad joke at best. But listen to Acts 8, starting in verse 29. The Spirit told Philip, go to that chariot and stay near it. Then Philip ran up to the chariot and heard the man reading Isaiah the prophet. Do you understand what you are reading? Philip asked. How can I, he said, unless someone explains it to me. So he invited Philip to come up and sit with him. Do you understand? Philip says. Do you? Do I? Then he opened their minds so they could understand the scriptures. Well, my friend, it sounds like class is in session for you and for me. Let's talk about understanding the scriptures this month, allowing our minds to be thoroughly opened as the scriptures companion us through life. We'll use Luke 24:45 as our building block as we look at understanding our priorities, understanding interruptions, and understanding what that blessed finish line that we call done actually is. Priorities, interruptions, and results. Ready to open your mind? Me too. Remember, you're not alone in this. I'm praying for you, friend. Have a Glordinary day.